You're welcome. The Zamfara State in northern Nigeria finds itself embroiled in a financial labyrinth, with the current administration leveling severe accusations against the previous administration in the state. Allegations of misappropriation, unfulfilled contracts, tax liabilities, and more have been flung back and forth between the Lawal, who's the current governor, and Matawalle, the previous governor, administrations. Amid this fiscal fracas, the former Zamfara State Finance Commissioner, who served under the previous governor, faces critical questions tonight on Politics HQ. Here's Rabiu Garba, former Commissioner of Finance and Economic Planning in Zamfara State. Mr. Garba, thank you so very kindly for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi.
You were Commissioner for Finance and Economic Planning under the former governor of Zamfara State, who is now Nigeria's Defense Minister, Matawalle. Can you shed light on the alleged misappropriation of various sums, including 4.5 billion naira meant for the construction of the Gusau cargo airport during the previous administration?
Thank you very much. As you have said, I was one time Commissioner for Finance, Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, then lastly, Commissioner for Work and Transport. You know, we have contested election between the APC government of Matawalle and that of PDP. So unfortunately, we lost election to PDP. So since the time we handed over, we have been having, we have been seeing a series of campaign of colony, lies, and accusation from the PDP-led administration led by Dr. Lawal and So the issue of airport is part of it. Contract was awarded for the construction of airport. Several government has awarded the contract, but they couldn't succeed. During Matawalle, they awarded the contract at the cost of 11.5 billion naira around 2020. The work has started and it reached a substantial stage. It is the concern, part of the content of the work. The consultant is responsible for setting out the project up to its completion stage. So fortunately, after losing the election, the Zamfara State governor invited his three friends, SA Economic Matters, then one political scientist from University of Abuja and his principal private secretary, to sit down and determine the work done by the company awarded the contract to, which is contrary to the prohibition and the content of the contract. So they came up with the conclusion that the work done at the initial step, they said the work is 10%. Then later on, they come up with the conclusion that the work reached 19% completion. So the money paid to the contractor, they are asking for the contractor to refund the sum of 4.5 billion naira, or the contractor, the government should refund the sum of 4.5 billion naira. So in this case, the 4.5 billion naira doesn't even exist, because the company that is responsible for supervising the project was not invited. And they went ahead and terminated the contract and awarded the contract to another company, which we believe is the company to the financier, or to the donor financier. At the end of the day, the company that is handling the project.
All right, Mr. Garba, can you hear me, please? All right, we seem to have a bit of situation on the hands.
Court document that show that the matter is still in court. So in this case, we don't want to preempt the judiciary So we allow the court to do its work and determine the costs of action as regards to
Rabiu, yes. What did you just say is in court? What case is in court? So we get it right.
They have to handling the project, took the state government to court over illegal termination of the contract. So as far as we as consultants in the former government, we have nothing to do with this, pending the determination of the substantive suit by the court.
Okay, all right. So are you saying the Gusau Cargo Airport construction was on course before Bello Matawalle's final day as governor?
Several government make several attempts. That is, Governor Mahmoud Ali Uchimkai attended, and he started the work, and it abandoned. Abdulaziz Yahari also started the work, and it abandoned. Then it was Matawalle that started the work, and we constructed a building as mentioned in the contract. And the most unfortunate thing is the wrong way that we have started. The president now took a bulldozer that in the name of going to visit the site and restore the fact that they wanted to award the contract to one of his friends. So that is the reason why the contractor took them to court, and they are in court now. So we don't want to preempt.
All right.
So we don't want to intervene in a matter that's in court.
All right, Garba, the accusation of 4.9 billion naira contract for the Zamfara State Government House construction and remodeling with no tangible results has raised eyebrows. I mean, I watched the video and I had listened to the gentleman say that the office is there, that there's nothing there on ground, that they have to now start doing a renovation. He talked about the fact that you even have to spend money to buy massage chairs and all that for Government House. What's your response to that particular claim?
To shop with the massage machine. Basically, we have anything in the Government House. So, as massage, and we go massage machine. Tell them to show you the massage machine. Then you show the work.
Was any massage machine bought by Governor Matawalle?
There is nothing like that.
Okay, so what happened? Yeah, so what about the accusation that 4.9 billion naira was given as contract for the construction and remodeling of the Zamfara State Government House, and as it stands, the place is a far cry or a pale shadow of what a 4.9 billion naira government house should look like. They are now having to, under Dawda Lawal, right now, fix government house. So what they say?
Within the weekend, they are there in one of the radio stations here in Abuja, claiming that we have awarded the contract to the tune of 90 billion naira in government house, not 4.9. He's saying 90 billion naira. We awarded the contract of 90 billion naira in the Zamfara State government house, which the 90 billion naira was removed from the state government coffer and nothing to show. That is absolutely not true. What we have done, the saying he is talking about is the whole contract that we awarded in 4 years. That is the event. The most unfortunate thing is that we mentioned the document contains all the information regarding the former past administration and the immediate past administration, and the most unfortunate thing, the governor did not go through the document. He came to the conclusion that to launch a campaign of colony to tarnish the image of the former administration.
Yes, but Garba, what was the state of the Zamfara State Government House on the last day of Bello Matawalle as governor?
If you go to government house, it's not habitable. That is the reason why nobody can come to the government house. The government is not operating there. So what we did, we put in the government house, We built 7 houses. We built 18 houses at the government house for 19 houses for 19 state governors. We built multiple offices. We built security offices, that is security attached to the governor. We equally built government office and its residence. We built presidential laws. The government is staying with his family. And we equally those, as you can see on the screen. So this constitute what you are asking, and we also spend that is more than 10 So this project has been completed and has been put to use. So it's no idea to that the taking to build government house is absolutely not true, and is it's not what transpired in the administration. So it's actually is the construction of government house, which is almost completed. They will spend only 9 to 10 million, and the work is still on other places like the Pro Child apartment and the new governor's office. So that is it. But the commissioner to come out, I made a conclusion that the commissioner will take billion, but the government I think it's categorically clear that $90 billion has been spent. So which one between them is line between them. So for a reasonable who wanted to look at what is in the government house and come to the conclusion that.
So we seem to be having a connection challenge with Garba there. But Garba, if you can hear me, kindly let me know. It's quite an interesting development in Zamfara State. The man is simply saying, see, you can see the pictures on your screen. But the government house is what you're seeing. But I wish to ask him if the project was 100% complete. Garba, can you hear me, please? So was this Zamfara government house project, as we can see on our screen, was it 100% complete by the time?
Percent completed. So once we the current governor that all is the one using and benefiting with those projects. He is staying with his family and his friends. So there is no way that he can come out and say money has been taken just like that. It's not true. So I want to call Nigerians and the international community to ignore him, because from what we can see, one of the two is either misinformed or he is psychologically imbalanced.
Okay, let's talk about the tax liabilities for a moment. 18 billion naira in tax liabilities and 1.2 billion naira owed the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company, Cadeco, for electricity to the government house. Are you going to also say that you paid all that money, that Matawalle was not owing any money in tax liabilities and NEPA bills before he left?
This issue of tax is not if you go to the document that we handed over to him, page number 43 up to 46, you will have two categories. Under this heading, as you can see, we have disputed tax liability to the tune of 13.4 billion naira. this money is not for FRNS, it's belong to the Zamfara State government. So it is not on dispute. The government will go ahead and ask both of us, this federal institution to remain same as handed over to him. The second part is the 18 million naira, which he claimed to be owned by FRS. It's nothing like that. Is disputed tax liability of 18.5 billion naira. That money also belongs to the state government. It belongs to the.
Rabiu, are you there? All right. Apart from what you've heard in our intro, the questions I've asked him, the current commissioner.
Of internal revenue. So we still look at this data. How the money is spent as liability? The internal revenue has submitted a letter for Secretary of Joint on the 10th of October 2013. We invest liability to him because he instructed the chairman to write a letter from the contractual secretary requesting in Zamfara. So you see, that's the comment. What is telling lies between.
All right, Rabiu Garba, the network seems a bit bad from your end. I don't know, maybe Dawda Lawal's administration may end up accusing Matawalle of not fixing the internet before he left in Zamfara State, before he left office. So that's on a lighter note. If you can hear me, we would like your comment on the security situation, current security situation in Zamfara State. Some could argue that, you know, the current state of insecurity in Zamfara State is because of the fact that Bello Matawalle, while he was governor, couldn't deal with insecurity in his state.
To security. The issue of a as far as we know, the man notice of 954 million naira. But still, the commissioner for finance also, commissioner for budget, and the end of because two of his officials, we sat down at the government in Abuja, we discussed the matter, and we went to the conclusion that committee should be set up, which the committee was set up to discuss names and come up with the actual figure. This is a committee from the administration of Abdulaziz. We have a sum of 774 million out of 954. So that's nothing
All right. Okay, Rabiu Garba, I'm so sorry. We because of time, we have to pull the plugs at this point. But you've made a case for the time of Bello Matawalle as governor of Zamfara State. Maybe next time we'll talk some more about insecurity, because that seems to be a very, very serious issue in Zamfara State. And some have said, you know what is he going to do there as Minister of Defense when he couldn't secure his state? But you've given reasons and your response to some of that kind of talk, and we sincerely appreciate your time. Rabiu Garba, former Commissioner of Finance and Economic Planning in Zamfara State, thank you so much for joining us.
As a Minister of Defense, his best, but the only thing is the government is not doing his best because he is not giving cooperation for the government at the center. Instead of him to concentrate and join with the federal government to tackle the risks of insecurity, the government is Minister of Defense, which include organizational progress at the National Assembly and other places.
Thank you very much.
To see how we can get Matawalle out of office.
Thank you very much.